when you make your brine, you're making a solution of a solvent and a solute.
I'm Tracy Hill. I am the lead science teacher. I've been at CUNY Prep a little over 3 years. In my chemistry classes, we're using cooking as a way to get students interested and involved in science. Students either like to eat, or they like to cook and eat.
A little salty.
So once again, if you get them engaged with the cooking and you start to take bits and parts of the cooking process apart and show them the science that's in there, it's easier to get them to the textbook and actually to read about what we've been doing, and they're more into it.
And then you see a sodium chloride and then H2.
We're studying basic principles, heat transfer, how energy works to cook foods, and studying the basic principle of an atom.
What does that mean?
So when you're talking about cooking and we're talking about putting salt water together as a solution, we can break it down as to what atoms are in there and how they're behaving to give you what you need. And then when you're making a brine or you're making a marinade and there's acids involved, there's a lot of principles that they're getting through without having to sit down and studying them with having nothing to relate to it. I don't like being bored. So I know my students don't like being bored.
The brine goes through the seasoning and makes it more seasoned. It just brings more seasoning to the meat, no matter what meat is it. Miss Hill!
I usually never teach the same way every cycle. And I can analyze while I'm doing something and know whether it's boring or whether it's exciting for myself as well as the students.
And this would make my molecule.
I learn from them every cycle. You know, and within a lesson, when they're getting too quiet, because too quiet isn't always good. It's like that learning going on where they're uncomfortable, but they're uncomfortable just enough that they'll seek more information. But if they're too uncomfortable, they may just shut down and say, you know what, I'm not going to get this, so I'm not even going to try.
Remember, we initially said all these elements on the periodic table, we say are the building blocks to everything around us.
I always have to recreate myself to keep myself out.
Now you're going to create
and go into the class just as much as my students. There you go. See?
What's that?
Potassium?
I love my job. I love my job. My community needs to see this. Adults as well as children need to see how important education is, because that's the only thing that's going to get you where you need to go.
Either both vanilla or either both.
I mean, not just cooking or chemistry or math and whatnot, just the whole concept of being involved and knowing how the world works. Maybe your behavior will change. You never know what you can do until you move towards trying to do it.